General Achilles is backing down? Good. Then maybe he can do the job he promised to do and maintain order on Cyclops Lane. Though it may take a while with all the creatures roaming around there now. Good work all the same, Wizard.
Oh, so we finished it now. Perfect. So we're now down to 2. So we have Triton, more Triton. Okay. And FIRECAT Alley. Which one should we do? I feel like FIRECAT Alley because it's short, just like how Cyclops Lane was. So once we finish that, Triton is the one that has like multi-steps in it. And even though we, yes, completed Cyclops, there's still the haunted cage that's, ooh. Cyclops Lane is connected to the, oops, sorry Eric. Oh, Mistwood. Sorry, I need this. It's connected to FIRECAT Alley.
Halt! Oh, you're that Unicorn Way hero wizard, aren't you? What? Sergeant Muldoon sent you? Woo! I need all the help I can get. This street is ablaze, wizard, and not in the way it's always ablaze. It's been completely consumed by anger and hostility and violence. The fire elves have gone insane. A gaggle of them even broke down the gate to the dark cave. Now the undead have spilled out into the street. I can't hold all these roving mobs of mayhem at bay alone. Please, wizard, can you drive the haunted minions back?
Truce. We'll keep to this corner of the street. But we're not going back in the dark cave. It's spooky in there.
The undead have promised not to venture any farther? It's not ideal, but after everything else that's happened here, I call that a win. It all started when the Fire Elves were rehearsing the song Recollection from FIRECAT, the musical. Everything was going fine, pitchy soprano solo aside, when one of the Fire Elves suddenly shot a tiny arrow at me. Then another elf joined in. Then another. The animosity spread like wildfire. Now even the lawn decorations have risen up and gone all stabby. A wizard named Lizzo Firespitter was coaching the elves on singing before the trouble started. I saw them attack her. I wanted to help, but I simply had to secure this position. Now I'm the only thing standing between all this chaos and Old Town. Please, will you check on Lizzo?
Lizzo as in the singer Lizzo? That Lizzo?
This is no place for a newbie like you. Wait! You're the new kid who cleaned up Unicorn Way, aren't you? Well, I'm glad you're here now. Some fire elves attacked me and stole my spell book. The truth hurts, but I'm literally powerless without it. Could you get my spell book back? You will? Thanks. Just try to be gentle, okay? The fire elves aren't evil. Someone, something, has corrupted them.
Interesting.
Fire for fiddle! Burnt out ends of smoky days! The stale cold smell of morning! Fire for fiddle!
My spell book! Thank you! You really are as talented as they say. However, we're gonna need more than talent to help the fire elves. I have no idea what's causing my little friends to go cuckoo bananas like this, or how to help them. But I might know of someone who does. There's a rumor of a witch who was fired from Ravenwood that lives in hiding here on FIRECAT Alley. They say she turned a kid into a humongo frog. I think we can convince her to use her advanced magical prowess to help the fire elves. I might be too optimistic, but that's the human in me. The wizard in me is worried she's the one who caused all this. Either way, we need to find her. Perhaps one of the other denizens knows how. I saw Shella's Gruffheart cowering in a corner at the top of the hill instead of helping me while I was running for my life earlier. Oh well, go ask Shellis if he knows where the witch lives.
Leave me alone! Oh, you're a wizard. Wait, you're not two fire elves in a wizard costume, are you? No? You promise? 'Cause I know ice magic. Okay, I believe you. Which is good, because I don't know a lick of ice magic. So, are you here to save me, magical child? Not quite. Fair enough.
What do you want then? Do I know where the old witch is? I'm not sure. What I am sure of is that the bedeviled fire elves stole my strongbox. My entire month's earnings are in that box, wizard. You get my strongbox back. Wink, wink. And maybe I'll remember the answer to your question.
You sound so young. There is a one that we're missing so that the hits don't go down as fast, because the fairy takes one, which takes away from us using the ghoul, which is better.
Fire for Fiddle, as he loves to tell. Fire for Fiddle, the fiend of the fell. Fire for Fiddle, fire for Fiddle.
My strongbox! Thank you. Now about your question. I can't say for certain she's a witch, but there's a peculiar hermit who lives down the way. She keeps her windows drawn, and there's often strange smoke billowing from her chimney. That's the best I can give you. Hope it helps.
What? How dare you interrupt an old woman from her stories? Did Ambrose send you to banish me? Well, I'm not going without a fight. What's that? Corrupted fire elves? Murderous magma men? The undead have spilled from Dark Cave? They need the witch's help? First off, I'm 100% not that witch. Or any witch for that matter. I'm an alchemist. Secondly, this sounds like a city guard job. The guard is pinned down. Ugh, typical. All right then, I'll help. But I need to know exactly what we're dealing with here. Take this special vial and collect a sample of magma from those magma men you mentioned for me to analyze. We'll go from there. Oh, that was quick. Ew! You smell like sulfur. Now, hand me the magma and I'll run a quick analysis on it. And done. Ah, looks like the root cause was a banshee's whale curse. Oh, and I recognize these melodic signatures. Bastilla Gravewind. Bastilla was the prima donna of the Fire Globe Theater decades ago. She had a bitter relationship with the Fire Elves, especially fellow actors. During a performance of magic fire music, her elf co-star accidentally summoned actual fire magic, and that was the end of poor Bastilla. I'd heard that she had a thriving underworld theater career, but apparently she's decided to return with a vengeance. A banshee's whale curse works like an auditory virus. Rehearsals for that dreadful musical served as the perfect way to infect the masses. Thankfully, this particular whale seems to have no effect on humans, but we need to help the fire elves before their little brains melt. To reverse the curse, I'll need a Herkimer stone to record Bastilla's voice onto. Get one from the rotting fodder in Dark Cave.
You've gained greater power, I see. Come find me if you want to know another spell.
I want to know another spell. Also updated my wand, by the way. I got this life one. So instead of destroying these traps and blades with a death pip spell thing, we use the life, which is the opposite of death, to help us defeat the monster faster and not take away from these with any other death spells that we have to attack. In terms of treasure cards, I only have 2, and we're just gonna hold on to these for a minute. And as for my pet, I was looking at them, and I have him as a teen, this one as adult, and those. The baby needs to get updated too, and I can't wait for him to get to adult to see what other spell he can give us. Oh, look at you.
Whoa! Oh, sorry. You startled me. I'm just so worried about my precious fire kitties. A crazed fire elf opened my door and they ran outside. Being kittens, they just couldn't pass up the opportunity to get out and explore, but they're too young to find their way back home. Please, Wizard, this street is too dangerous right now for them to be out on their own. Do you have it in your heart to look for my fire kittens? You will? Bahooga! Oh, thank you! There are 5 missing fire kittens. You'll recognize them by their collars. Please hurry!
Take our Herkimer stone. We'll dig up another to record our sickened beats upon.
Could I beg your help again, Wizard? After I went home to hide the strongbox you rescued, my house was looted. Not once, not twice, but thrice! As a relic stealer, I had set out several rare and immensely valuable items I'd hoped to sell to the crowds coming in for the fire festival. Just when I thought I was safe inside my home, haunted minions broke it. Mercifully, they were distracted by the shininess of the Emberstone ring. I hope it's not crude to say, but that ring was supposed to pay my mortgage. Please, Wizard, get the Emberstone ring back for me.
Ah, good. This Herkimer stone should work nicely to record Bastilla's wail. I'll override whatever noise the rotting fodder had imbued it with. You just need to get Bastilla mad enough to let out a good shriek. Herkimer stones naturally capture the sound waves of the undead. I did a little reconnaissance while you were gone. Big surprise, Bastilla is in her old house, the Diva's Tower, down the street. Good luck!
At last! I've been eagerly awaiting a review of the performance I gave for the Fire Elves. What? Are you not a fan? Well, Alistar is. None of you wretched living creatures' opinions will matter once the Dark Master's plan is fulfilled. And there's nothing you can do about it. How dare you upstage my comeback performance? It was going so well, too. I laughed. I cried. Oh, it was better than FIRECAT's. Enjoy this day, whelp. For when you bear witness to Malistar's malum opus, then you will be sorry. This entire wretched city will be sorry!
Did you capture Bastilla's wail? Great! What's that? She warned there's still more to Malistar's sinister plan? Wait, Malistar's behind this? Malistar? Drake? The Death Professor? I'd heard he blew himself up with the Death School after his sweet wife, Sylvia, passed. Truth be told, I'm not surprised. There was always a certain darkness about him. Sylvia was too good for that entire Drake family, if you ask me. Nonetheless, we still need to transmute Bastilla's whale into a cure for the Fire Elves. We'll just need a few things before we can get started. Unfortunately, the alchemical transmutation will require some equipment that I'm no longer privy to. One student turns himself into a humongo frog, and everyone wants the alchemy professor run out of town. Bartleby forbid Ambrose have my back. Anyhow, I can make do with crafting equipment. Here's a list of items to borrow from Gloria Crendel in Old Town. Just, don't mention my name.
Oh, definitely chalk to her, because you're going to need what she
That
gives.
Mistwood should do nicely.
Miss Tangletree gets to work with hammer, plane, and saw. In a few moments, you have a nice little work table.
Now, with a basic crafting table, you have a place to work. Now, with your work table, you can begin to learn the fine trade of crafting, making your own items. First, you should place the basic crafting table in your dorm room or castle. Your first assignment is to make 2 daggers of absolution. You should have no difficulty. You'll need to buy a recipe from me and then gather the required ingredients. When you've got all your ingredients, use your basic crafting table to make the athames. When you have made 2 daggers of absolution, bring them back to me and I'll award you a novice crafter badge. So remember to bring them here when you're finished. Good luck! I can't wait to see them!
From her, it's good to level up with what quests she has, because you're gonna need to craft things in the future. So not only am I gonna get her that, but she also has tapestries, but you need to be a novice crafter to craft these tapestries, and I'm gonna need these for my dorm room because I was shown from a fellow wizard how to make your dorm room more of like a hub for everywhere that you need to go, like one quick stop shop, instead of having to travel back and forth to like the bazaar, the hatchery, the dye shop. So these are going to be important later, so we need to get whatever the recipe needs. Sapphire, black coal. We're gonna have to buy those 2 and 4, which means 4 and 8, because we need to make 2 of these. So 4 sapphire, 8 coal. From this guy over here. Buy more. Now, as for the rest of the recipe, we can easily find mistwood and cattails, honestly, in Unicorn Way. But we don't need to go there just a second. We have some time. Let's talk to this one first.
Hello, young wizard. How can I help you craft today? You'd like to borrow some crafting items. I suppose that's all right. Let's see your list. 1 large beaker, 1 crucible, 5 aludels, and a small athanor. Well, this is your lucky day. I just received a crate of those items. Of course, there are a few other items in the crate as well. Tell Greta she's welcome to them too. Call it an overdue parting gift. What? I can spot Greta's alchemy setup a mile away. Don't worry. Everybody knows she's been hiding on FIRECAT Alley. Oh, do say hello for me.
Now we could have set a return spell. I don't really get the whole thing, because even though you set the return spell, ooh, hello, you're still going to need to go to other locations before returning to that return
I am
spell.
Balder Goldpaws, a trader from far-off Grizzleheim, and I've just discovered this world. I have sailed across the great sea of skies, establishing new ports to trade my wares in. I would like to establish trade relations with the merchants here, if they be friendly. Can you help me? If Prospector Zeke is here, go speak to him. Then speak to your treasure card dealer and anyone who sells furniture. If you can do that for me, I will be thankful.
It's good to talk to him, but I think it's level 20 when you get to port to Grizzleheim. We're nowhere near that yet, so we're just going to continue with this little quest here. Finish FIRECAT Alley. Get that crafting bench down at home. Oh, FIRECAT. It's so cute! Meow. I like it.
You got the Emberstone ring back! You've really saved my bacon, my new friend. Any chance you'd be willing to do a lowly merchant another favor? As I was repairing the door, those insufferable haunted minions broke down. A clatter of skeletal warriors forced their way inside my house. I chased them out, but only after one of the bony bandits swiped an ancient Mushuian sword from my collection, called the Spirit of Mukugawa. When a sword has a name, you know it's valuable. Please, Wizard, will you recover the Spirit of Mukugawa from the skeletal warriors?
How did it go? You got everything on the list? And Gloria says hello? Oh. Let's just get this done. Go set up the alchemy table over there. Ooh, that equipment is nice enough for an amateur like you to perform the transmutation. Go on, just place the Herkimer stone on the crucible. There we are. Now bring me the potion and let me check your work. Wow, A+ work here, young one. Good work. Now for the next part of the plan. The curative intonation potion will work similarly to the initial curse, so you'll need to administer it to an influential fire elf. Alakane Swift Arrow is the most famous fire elf actor alive. Once he's cured, just explain to him that it's up to him to pass the cure on to his people. You'll find Alakane in the Fire Globe Theater. I've imbued your wand with the curative potion. Now go give Alakane a good thwacking.
A good thwacking.
Fire for Friddle! The greatest magicians have something to learn! Fire for Friddle! Wizard City must burn! Fire for Friddle! Lo, the dark resonance hath been driven from my brain. By the hand of this gentle wizard, I am again stark raving sane. How can I ever repay you? You say only I can deliver my people from the grip of this dreadful banshee's curse? But how? I am an actor. We are the opposite of people. The cure and my voice hath entwined? Then accept the role of hero I must, and I shall deliver a performance for the ages to the streets!
In the beginning, there was the Dragon Titan, an immortal being capable of burning an entire world or rekindling a soul's lost spark. From the embers left in its wake, there came the race of dragons who harnessed the power of fire to rule the lands. As fire magic passed to younger races, dragons were pushed out of the fledgling worlds, seeking refuge neath the sleeping form of their ancestor. Their drake offspring formed alliances with roving human clans to rebel against their parents, ultimately establishing the empire of Dragonspire.
Well, did you fix this mess? Can I go back to my stories now? Finally! This whole ordeal has made me realize that I don't miss working with students as much as I'd previously thought. No offense. Run along then, dear. And if you would be so kind as to omit my name from your official reporting to the city guard, I'd appreciate it. Ta-ta!
The spirit of Mukugawa! Thank you, wizard. But, there's a huge gouge in the blade. I'll be lucky to get 100 gold pieces for this now. Oh well, something's better than nothing, I suppose. Now, the relic I want back the most is worth 1,000 spirit of Mukugawas. Just as I put the final nail into my repaired front door, the most disgusting creature I've ever seen came crashing in through a window. Then I realized I recognized the horrid monster. Rather, I recognized who he used to be. The spiral-renowned thief, James Annalita. James paid for his life of crime with a sentence of death, only to continue his thieving ways in the underworld under the moniker Wormguts. But Wormguts has returned to the land of the living, and he came for the relic that cost him his life. The Sleeper's timepiece. I chased him to a tower down the way, but I was no match for Wormguts and his undead minions. Could you retrieve the Sleeper's timepiece?
Yeah. We'll have to come back for that another time.
Hey, newbie, or should I say hero of FIRECAT Alley. I see you. I mean, you even managed to correct Alicane's pitchy singing. We're all set to resume rehearsals for FIRECAT, the musical. Except for one gigantic undead singer-sized problem. In the middle of all the confusion earlier, I was accosted by a banshee named Melwina Smite, violently demanding a role in the play. She screamed that she wasn't leaving without our part. Then the crazy banshee knocked the orange juice I was drinking right out of my hand. I was so flustered I said the first words that popped into my head. Thankfully it worked. She left, scream singing back to her forlorn tower. Now I either have to write a part for something called a Juicicle Cat or face Melwina's wrath when I tell her she's not in the play. Unless she might be less inclined to start a fight if someone with your reputation delivers the bad news. You'll do it? Thanks!
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm also looking for the cat. There he is. Well, how come this one I can pick up?
Focus, Melwina. Be the Juicicle. From the top. Juicicles do, and Juicicles can. Juicicles can, and Juicicles do. Intruder! How dare you! I'll have you know, I've recently been cast as a major role in a very prestigious local theater production. Why are you interrupting rehearsal? There's no role for me. But Lizzo said she made up the character so I'd stop harassing her? And she sent you here so I couldn't get violent? I see that Lizzo was wrong for lying to me, just as I see that she was also wrong about me not getting violent. Come here! like that stupid part in that stupid play with those stupid fire elves anyway. Ugh. Musical cat. He's so stupid. Ugh.
Hey, Wiz. How'd Melwina take the news? She said the part was stupid. And attacked you? I'm so sorry. At least she's out of her hair now. To be honest, she's right about the part being stupid. It was the best name I could conjure up on the spot. Guess we gotta blame it on my juice. Thanks for your help, newbie. I could tell you're gonna be a star around here. Now go on, dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving.
Great balls of fire! You're alive! When I didn't hear back from you, I just assumed... Well, I'm glad you weren't fricasseed. Did you find Lizzo? She's safe now? Whew! And a cure for the Fire Elves' madness is being administered as we speak? You're amazing! You should tell Sergeant Muldoon! And feel free to mention how I'm still bravely defending this position. If it comes up. Thanks, Wizard. I couldn't have done it without you.
I knew you'd have no trouble securing those supplies. Now, a magical binding here, some weaving spells there, all done. I hope those robes serve you well, Wizard. Good fortune on all your travels.
Hello again, young wizard. Do the smell of brimstone and burnt hair spell word from FIRECAT Alley? You helped quell an undead insurrection and cured a fire elf curse? Impressive! We're not out of the woods yet, but we're making headway.
Ooh, fishing. This is useful for those tapestries.
Hello, Wizard. I'm Lucky Hookline, famous fisher and Pisces collector. You might have heard about the 60-inch whopper I caught. No? Ah, well, let me tell you, fishing is a terrific hobby, and you won't find a more relaxing pastime, If you like, I can teach you how to cast for fish. Magically, of course. Then you can catch your own whoppers. First off, you gotta be in an area of the spiral populated with fish. You'll know you are when the fishing icon appears. Clicking the fishing icon button displays your fishing spells. Fishing is a magical activity in the spiral, you know. Your fishing spells consist of fish-catching spells and fishing utility spells. Click on a fish-catching spell to cast a magical lure. You want it to land in front of a fish so they notice it. If you don't like where your lure lands, click the Cancel Spell button to quickly recast the spell. When the magical lure flashes, that means a fish has noticed it and is coming closer to take a nibble. As it nibbles, the lure will rise and fall a bit. The trick is to wait until the lure completely sinks below the water. Then you reel them in. Timing is crucial, so be sure to hit the spacebar quickly to invoke the fish-catching spell properly. And so are your spells. Every fish has a magical school type, and fish are more attracted to lures from their same school. When you use a lure correctly, your magic will snare the fish and float it back to you, alright? You'll see the name and size of every fish you catch. Small fries are the tiniest ones, while whoppers are the biggest. Fish are stored in your fish basket. The Angler's Tome has a record of all the fish you ever caught. Click on it to open it. The Angler's Tome will tell you how many of each type you've caught, along with the smallest and larger sizes. Another important tip to know is that every fish you come across responds only to your presence, no matter what. So don't worry about competition, or that other wizards will scare away the fish. You're the only one who can do that. Now that I've explained the basics of our magical fishing, let me give you the Lesser Frost Lure. It's a good basic lure spell. Go to the water behind old Zeke over there and use the Lesser Frost Lure to catch a frost decoy and an ice cuda.
Fishing bind.
Hey there, young wizard. How's it going for you so far?
You explain that Baldur Goldpaws asked you to help set up trade relations between Grizzleheim and Wizard City.
That's great. Old Zeke's always happy to do business with the bears. Tell Baldur I'll trade with him.
Go up to it. You gotta hit it into their faces. And then give us the one. And once it goes under, you click. We get the gist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed. Can we get out of here? Yes. I will see you next time.